Can I do this one? That one has come up before. Babe, I'm gonna close the window for a second. I know you just opened it. Okay. So these first three cards that popped out, I'm not gonna include that in the 5 to 7 cards. I'm going to use those as more so the guidance for these. Guidance for the readings to answer your questions in which you asked. Because there was 4 cards that came out. The 4th card that came out is about connecting with those who have a greater insight into your traits, your strengths, your challenges, and connecting to those you naturally gravitate towards, which the universe automatically does. I'm not too. This would be redundant to say if I were to read this card connecting into the realm of let's I'm probably gonna do 5 to 7 cards per question in which you ask. Because I feel like that'll explain, that'll give better insight to your questions. Okay. Mm. Okay. So 4 ways it's saying, what steps can you take to improve your career? It's showing that you don't have to wait for the offer of another advancement in your career to come in terms of, seeking a raise or seeking a higher position or even trying to move up in the company or even looking for another job. Sometimes career hopping from job to job to job might seem like a good option. However, when you're jumping from option to option to option, which is what these cups represent, kind of like putting your eggs in different baskets. You're losing your own magic. You're losing your own creative strength, your connection to what it is that can align you to a better feeling position. A lot of times now, people are realizing that yes, the money can be good for a career, and the money can always come in, and no matter which job you go to, because you are qualified, the money's going to be there. But it's about how it makes you feel. And you shouldn't stay in a stuck position. You shouldn't sit in a position where you're waiting for that feeling of happiness or joy or fulfillment to come in. Because if you spend your time waiting for that feeling of prosperity to come in, that feeling of just knowing that this is going to make you happy in the long run, the more you wait for that external validation to come in, the less magic you have day to day. Even in your own imagination, even in your own creativity, waiting for higher ups to recognize how great you are and what you bring to the table. The more you wait for that, the more they're going to snub you. They're going to dub you, snub you, look past what you are bringing to the table. And they're waiting for somebody else and waiting for the outside career to fulfill you in your body. It feels like you would be losing your strength. You waiting on somebody else to recognize it, waiting for somebody else to give you the validation or even give you the necessary go ahead to move forward, is taking away from your own options of creativity, your own options of fulfillment, your own joys. You wouldn't be aligning with what is most integral, what is most joyous, what is gonna give you that feeling of you're proud of what you do, you feel joy waking up every single time you have to go to work despite the money. It's the outside career is not going to give you the passion in which you're looking for. The higher ups aren't going to give you that recognition that will make you feel golden. It's more of an internal thing that's coming through that emotionally you might have to step back for a second and management and your higher ups might say that, oh, you're doing amazing for this project and you're the front runner for this position. It's not gonna give you that feeling of advancement. I'm getting the feeling of you should pull back from the workplace. Not pull back as in do less. Not pull back as in like um not pull back as in underachieve. But I'm seeing that if you usually don't socialize or tap into your everyday hobbies, like if you don't tap into the outside hobbies, your outside joys, your outside passions, your outside emotions for what you want to do, the the interpersonal aspects of your career might not take off. Right now it's feeling like you have to put on the personality high vibe. Like yes, you've got the knowledge, you've got the expertise, you've got the achievements. The management loves you because of your work ethic. Right now it's giving share that personality. It's giving slowly but surely instead of offering up your time for more work things, offer up your time for more emotional things outside of work. You know, some people don't mix work with their regular day to day. It's giving, if you've been thinking about taking an art class, just randomly squeeze that into a conversation in the break room, or if you see a bracelet on somebody and it looks homemade, be like, oh, I really like your bracelet. Like, who made it for you? Like, are you into blah blah this or blah blah that? Or even if you follow some coworkers on social media, which some people don't for personal reasons because they want to keep work and their personal life separate, I would say slowly start talking about the things that you love and bringing out things that you enjoy that brings you happiness. Slowly start bringing that out more and more. That could be where some great ideas can come from too. You can be inspired creatively by what's happening outside of work, just on social media, advertisements you see on the bus, stories that you hear from your parents, your friends, all that. That outside emotional feeling of joy and even the outside emotions that come from things not of work, not of career, is going to inspire you creatively to blossom more, in a sense. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. And for that question where you asked what steps can I take to improve my career prospects, the card that popped up that I'm connecting all of this to is this card. And it is saying, it reads alignment. You can manifest the life you wish to call in. Look at where your desires are being seated. If your plans or dreams aren't unfolding as you would like, take a closer look at other areas of your life. And that's what the Seven of Wands, not Seven of Wands, Seven of Cups gives. Seven of Cups gives you have options. You can be this, you can be that, you can be anything, and these cups can signify anything. One of these cups could signify family. One of these cups could signify friends separately from family. One could signify food or drinks, or if you've been wanting to be more adventurous and do like hiking or road trips, that could be one of the cups. If painting or photography is something that you've enjoyed doing, yet you're doing less of because you're focusing more on career, this is giving the vibe of you might not be filling that cup up. You might not be focusing as much attention as you would like to the other areas of joy that you would like in your life. And that's also what a Knight of Cups can signify. You are now taking charge of where you want to place your emotions, where you want to place your feelings. You would now be aligning more towards what it is you would like in your life. And the rest of the card says, is something out of step with integrity? Are you focusing more on work and career? Because I fully understand that money is important. We still got to pay the bills. We still got to put a roof over our heads. We still got to feed ourselves. We got to take care of those around us that we signed up to take care of. And that's what society has set up. And it's giving that you have to reshift the gears just ever so slightly. Say, yeah, you've got the career down pat. You're making good money. But the more you pour into your personal life in terms of your joys, your love, anything like that, that can also, ricochet and kind of ping pong the energy upwards and spiral the energy upwards to having a better career. And it says, are you making decisions out of fear? Are you making decisions through fear or love? If it is through fear or avoidance, your manifestations may seem to backfire. To encourage you back into balance, become a vibrational match for what you desire. Instead of striving harder, cultivate the feeling of already having all that you seek. You will be surprised at what shifts and what this shifts in perspective. And I probably butchered that. I'm gonna put that there and screenshot that so you also have a picture of that. And then I will take a picture of how the cards came out, because how the cards came out is important to how it tells this story. Yeah, it's saying that if you keep putting all your focus into work, into career, into making more money, into advancing in the career, the magic of life, the joy of life is going to be lost upon itself. And I wouldn't want that for you. Career is always going to be there. Career is always going to be there. Talking about what you're doing outside of work and what brings you joy outside of work can make you the personality hire that shifts everything upwards and makes you shine brighter. I do hear a lot of people in the higher up positions mainly get to the higher up positions because they have this great personality, which you do, and they interact with people just all willy-nilly. I don't know. the corporate world ain't for me, so I don't know too much about that. So a lot of people get to the positions that they're at because they willingly share their outside creativity, their outside hobbies with work. And they make sure to balance it out. Yeah. If all your coworkers invite you out for drinks, flip the invitation. Invite them out for a paint and sip instead of just regular drinks to where you drink and gossip. How about drink and paint, you know? The world is really into drinking now, so drink and paint might be a thing. Might be the thing. Okay, so that's part one. We're about to do part two, but I'm gonna split this up so that you can get the reading succinct. But okay.